Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monday, a hot Monday. I think it's a pretty hot Monday where everybody is today. But today is January 20, January. I'm wishing for cold weather. July 25th, and we're doing our live. So I'm Tammy Warner. I'm a survivor that is on the board with Aortic Hope. I'm really happy to be here, taking the place of Karen today. So anybody that wants to join me, hop on. If you are watching this later and you have some questions, just send your question in. We'll try to answer it. Or you have any comments about what you would like to see more of, events you'd like to see, we're happy to listen. Also, please like and subscribe to our channel, AHTV Week in Review. But the AHTV is something that you can subscribe to, and you'll get all of our information. So this is our way of reaching people on different platforms. We know that not everybody enjoys social media or goes to social media for Instagram, Facebook. So this is a way for us to meet with you and to make those connections. So let's start with Medication Monday. So last Monday, the article was about medication. Some community members take medication to help keep their blood pressure and heart rate at a target number. However, there are times when we may need to take additional medication for things like a headache or cold. Did you know that many of the over-the-counter and some prescription medications can impact our blood pressure, heart rate, and cause them to rise? In Good RX Health, Christina Angst, PharmMD, writes in the article, 10 medications and other supplements that can cause high blood pressure, that there are medications, supplements, and substances that can further elevate your blood pressure. And we're going to take a look at this link, but please just remember, don't stop talking about medications to your doctor and take all your information from us. Use our articles to advocate for yourself and to learn and to ask questions. So let's take a look at this article. These are the 10 medications and other supplements that can cause high blood pressure. If you have not read this or you already read it, try going back to it on our page and make a list of these and keep them wherever you keep your medications. This helped me a lot, and it also helped my family. So the number one is the decongestants. You have to be really careful with like Sudafed, those kinds of things, because anything that says DM after it can definitely raise your heart rate and your blood pressure. So be real careful with M. So I went and wrote this pseudoephedrine. I wrote that on my list so that my family would know I can't have it. Certain stimulants like amphetamines. So if you're going to your primary care doctor and they're not paying attention to your other medications and one of these are prescribed, or you always took them before you had an issue with your cardiovascular system, you might want to talk to your doctors and have them consult with each other. Birth control pills, I didn't realize this. I mean, I knew estrogen could be an issue, but I didn't think about birth control pills. So I'm past that, so that's not on my list. But any kind of the NSAIDs, and this is like top of my list. I made sure my family knew that I can't have Advil, Aleve, all those things that you would usually take, like, if we've been to an amusement park and my legs hurt at the end of the day, I used to take this, and now I can't. So I try to only stick with the Tylenol. This one was interesting to me, oral and injectable steroids. It's interesting because it's just one more layer that I think about when I had dissected and I was misdiagnosed at the hospital and sent home. We kept calling all my doctors saying, I can't breathe, I don't feel good. And one of the doctors actually prescribed steroids, and I took them for 3 days before we discovered my dissection. So that was interesting to me. And antidepressants. Something that was interesting that I just saw yesterday. Of course, it was on Facebook, but I did go in and actually Googled and tried to read about this. But antidepressants apparently do not work well when it's very, very hot out. So if you were on an antidepressant, ask your doctor about that. If you should expect a difference when we've had like a heat wave like we've had right now, for your antidepressant not to work as well, and just be aware. Antipsychotic drugs, these are on that list and can cause high blood pressure. Immunosuppressants, I know a lot of people also have the they need these other medications to treat other things, but you need to stay on top of it with your doctor. Certain biologics to treat other illnesses that you're dealing with, and testosterone. Obviously the herbal supplements you would want to talk to your doctor about. I've kind of been really careful about this. Prior to my dissection, I did take a couple of different things. None of these that I'm looking at, although I remember looking at this list before. A lot of the tea that I drink does have licorice in it, so I wonder if I should start watching that. And then all of these that we already know, like caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine, you need to be really, really careful with. So if you have not already made a list from this list that would apply to you, I would highly suggest that you do that. Hang it or post it where all your other medications are. And just keep this as a reminder when you go to your doctor for just an everyday cold, get the flu, whatever, and they sinus infection and they tell you to take a medication, you might want to ask a few questions. Okay, on to Topic Tuesday. Topic Tuesday and World Emoji Day at Aortic Hope. So as a result, emojis were first issued in Japan in the late 1990s on mobile phones. I think we all had them and they are fun to use. As a result, their popularity has grown exponentially. Today, we couldn't imagine a world without them. So use an emoji to tell us how you feel today. And this was fun. This was fun to see all the ones that people picked. The one that I picked the most is usually the one, it's not on here. Yes, it is. The laughing real hard with the tears coming out of your eyes. And then the one with one eye open, one eye closed, and the tongue sticking out. Usually because I'm either sending a text message to somebody in my family about something that's funny, or something that I saw or we're talking about, and I just make that silly face. So those are the two that I use the most. And thumbs up. I use the thumbs up a lot. So, but it was really fun to see the ones that you guys picked. Therapeutic Thursday. Today, so on, wait a minute. Thursday. This says today is Topic Tuesday. Okay. Aortic Hope wants you to know that we have 3 Facebook pages that are closed and private. This is really important because being closed and private allows you to express your thoughts without judgment, without the worry of are your friends and family going to see it, that you don't share these things with. So anything what this means is anything that you type on any of our the 3 Facebook pages are only seen by the people on that page. So your Aunt Mary is not going to see it as she scrolls through her feed. Aortic Hope Private Forum is open to all, a place where survivors and caregivers can gather to talk and provide hope and support in a safe, enclosed environment. That is a really important one because everybody can join that one and everybody can share their thoughts and their experiences and their questions. It's been very, very helpful to me. The Aortic Hope Caregivers Only private forum is open to caregivers only, and this page is designated for caregivers to talk and provide support and suggestions for providing the best care, not only to their loved ones, but also for themselves. That old adage that, you know, if you're in a plane and that's going down, you put the oxygen on yourself first, and then your child next to you or the person you're caring for next to you. It's the same thing here. My mom, my husband, my 2 daughters, and my sister that I know of are all a part of the caregivers page. I have no idea what they talk about in there. I don't know if they're just lurkers and don't really communicate, or if they actually are active and participate in some of the discussions. So that is a great resource. And then obviously the Aortic Hope Grief Only private forum is also closed, and it's open to any open to those who have endured a loss due to aortic disease. A private and empathetic page for everyone who has experienced the loss of a loved one or a friend due to aortic disease. Occasionally, a therapist may interject helpful insight to dealing with loss. We have somebody who monitors that page to see if they can offer any information or support or guide people in the right direction or provide resources. So that's a really good page. Also, obviously, I'm not on that page, but I know a lot of people who gain a lot of information and learn a lot about the grief process and how it applies to them. And there is a list that you can go to of all the variety of Facebook pages and nonprofit organizations that are in our aortic community. We all work hand in hand. We all have our own little specialties, but we all play together in the sandbox. And everybody offers a little bit something different, either preventative information or support after the fact. So take a look there. And we're always open to suggestions. We're always looking for ways to help our community. If you have written a book, if you've written an article, let us know about it. You can participate in our community by letting us know what you need. Do you need more information on medication? Do you need information on how to safely do yoga? How to travel? Can I fly? Those are all things that you can find on our group. But we can always find more resources for you if we see people that are interested in a certain topic. So let's move on to Friday already. So today is Feel Good Friday. So last Friday. So last Friday was considered Rose and Thorn Day. And share with us one not so great thing happened to you last week and one amazing thing that happened to you last week. So these were really a lot of fun to read, and it puts things into perspective, that's for sure. I would say one of the things, well, when I was going to write this, my thorn day was when I showed up to a yoga class that had to be canceled at the last minute. And I love my yoga classes. I was very disappointed. I have not been able to motivate myself to do yoga at home. I do stretching yoga at home, but I haven't been able to do my 90-minute sequence unless I have somebody guiding me. So I was really, really disappointed in that. But my Rose Day was when I was able to, my husband's here somewhere, but my Rose Day was, our anniversary was coming up, and I was able to snag some tickets to see Kinky Boots this weekend when we go away for our anniversary, and he doesn't know that I have the tickets to the show. So I've been really smiling about that, and I can't wait to surprise him. We like to go to the theater, and we haven't been doing the theater a lot just because of COVID, and it's hard to get tickets. But I'm really, really happy about that. So that was my Rose Day. Okay. And the next thing is Saturday Survivor Series. We do this to help you. We want you to share your story. We want you to be the light for somebody else. We want you to be able to hear other stories and know that everybody's story is completely different, but everybody's story is the same. We all experience some of the same emotions, some of the same fears, some of the same triumphs. But by listening to other people's stories, you can feel the sense of community. It also helps you to learn the terminology of what's happening in our community, how to talk to your doctors, and how to advocate for yourself. And that's one of the biggest things for Aortic Hope, is to make those connections so you don't feel so alone. I know um, the town I live in now, I just recently moved. I've tried to see if there's anybody by looking at the list of our ambassadors. I can't find anybody within like a 50-mile radius of me right now that I could meet for lunch or anything like that. The town I moved from, Karen lived there. It was just a coincidence. And through Karen, I was actually able to meet two other survivors that lived in the state of Maryland and that were close enough to drive and have lunch with them and meet their spouses, those kinds of things. But this survivor series is so important. I feel like it's important for the caregivers to listen to. And we also share these survivor stories with Think Aorta. And Think Aorta is that organization, the nonprofit that works on the other end of trying to make changes to how emergency medicine takes place when we do show up in the emergency room. Also, how our medical care is provided. I know the cardiologist, the surgeon, I should say, who did my emergency dissection, after it was finished and I had my 6-week checkup, he didn't want to see me anymore. And I felt like somebody had pushed me over the edge of a cliff. I had no idea what was going on inside of my body. I had no idea um, what to expect. I didn't even know what questions to ask. And I made an appointment to go back again, and 3 months later, and he refused to see me. But we know now that that's part of the surviving. That's part of what's happening, helping us survive, is to be followed. Because 2 years later, when I found a cardiologist that would follow me, a surgeon that would follow me, and he ordered a CT scan every year, we found out that I had 2 years later a pseudoaneurysm. Had no idea. I had no symptoms, and we would have never known it if I wasn't being followed. So this is the kind of information that you can get from the Survivor series, so that you can advocate for yourself or for your loved one. So that's it. Make sure you check our events page for things that are coming up on the aortichope.org. There are some events coming up. There is our biggest event that's coming up is August 11th in Timonium, Maryland. If you're anywhere within driving distance, I'd say 2 hours. It's going to start at 6 o'clock. It's a fundraiser for Terry, on behalf of Terry Cook. She is the one who is organizing this. She is celebrating her 1-year aortiversary with in a bowling alley, and all of the food purchases, so a certain percentage will go towards Aortic Hope for a donation to us. And then we've been putting together all kinds of silent auction things. There'll be a 50-50, all kinds of stuff. And she's worked so hard on this. So if you're anywhere within a 2-hour drive, I think it's from like 6 to 10, we would love to see you. And if you need help with the address or anything, just get in touch with one of us. We'd be happy to help you. So that's the biggest thing coming up. And then October 9th, you'll see a lot of the Aortic Hope, the board, people that are survivors, ambassadors. We're all going to walk the Brooklyn Bridge with Dr. Gudelman's group. I can't think of the Aortic Bridge. Yes, out of New York. So we would love to see you there. The information is on our page, and I will see you soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.